Hey y'all, it's Country Girl MRE here. This is going to be my first vlog, but my first vlog is going to contain a part 1 and a part 2. And I'm sorry if my part 1, if I'm trying to hold my phone as steady as I can and not move my head because the screen gets all weird looking with the front camera, which is another thing that I want to go ahead and apologize, get that out of the way first. I do not have a camera to film. I would love to be able to afford to get one, but I have 4 children and can't afford it. And prepping is a hobby of mine, and my channel is a hobby of mine, and it's very cathartic for me, I guess. I don't know. I've had depression issues in the past, and my dogs help me a lot with that. But this channel occupies my mind. And it helps. I don't know, it just helps. Because I feel like I got this whole group of people that I can talk to that I don't have here, believe it or not. And anyway, so I have to film off of my phone. So you work with what you got. And it seems to be working at the moment, but it's just, I can't film with it facing this direction or in this position because it's facing vertical, which I usually film horizontal and facing the other direction. So anyway, but now we got that out of the way. Hello. Hope y'all are doing all right. I am the Country Girl MRE. My name is Rebecca. I'm 34 years old. And I live in Anger, North Carolina, which is like a little Mayberry town, a little country town, and not much here to see, not much here to do. Actually, I don't think there is anything to do but go to the park across the street or the McDonald's, which I can see the arches of from my front porch here, which is where I'm filming at the moment. But I wanted to go ahead and get my introduction in. And on this first one, I thought I heard somebody behind me. And then in the part 2, I'll introduce you to my family and my dogs and my birds and all of that. So, but anyway, I moved to Anger 9 years ago when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, Gianna, who is 8 years old. I have 4 children. My oldest is 12, going to be 13 in June. I can't even believe it. His name is Michael, and he lives in Baltimore, Maryland with my dad. My daughters, Gianna, Chloe, and Josie, are 8, 7, and 5, and they live here. And Josie was so excited because she got to start kindergarten this year, so which means, yay, Mommy has them all out of the house during the day. But anyway, so I'm sorry if it gets loud because I'm outside, but I wanted to film this first part out here. Now I'm going to try to sit down and film the rest of this part. And it's not going to be perfect filming, I'm sorry. But anyway, a little bit more about me. I want to be completely honest with all of my viewers. I am a recovering addict. I've been in recovery for 5 years. It'll be 5 years, June 18th of this year. I will have 5 years clean. I'm not an alcoholic. I've never been an alcoholic. I drink a glass of wine every once in a while. So I've never had a problem with alcohol. I got hooked on opiates through a doctor, actually. Had me prescribed to narcotics for a sciatic nerve problem that I developed through my, not my second pregnancy, but with my third pregnancy with my daughter, Chloe, who's 7. And she had me on the medication for a while, and I was taking it like I was supposed to, and one day she left the practice and moved out of state to a new practice. And she turned my case over to another doctor that was in the same, practice there, in that same office. And when I came in for my next appointment, of course, she didn't tell me any of this. For my next appointment, she wasn't there. I had to meet with one of her colleagues, one of the other doctors. Of course, I was also there for a refill on my medication. Well, this doctor decided, I don't really think you need these, and did not refill my prescription. Did not wean me off of them or anything. And I did not know that I was addicted to them until full-blown opiate withdrawal set in. And I would not wish that on anybody. Not even, I don't really hate anybody. Normally somebody would say I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, so we'll just stick with that. Hold on, let me turn around. So, yeah, I experienced what that was like, and I'm telling you, if you ever meet anybody who has ever had a problem with opiates, be understanding and kind to them, because the hot and cold flashes, the hot and cold sweats, nausea and vomiting, and the runs that you can't control, and the worst part is the anxiety and the literal feeling of bugs crawling under your skin. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And you can't sit still, and you get leg cramps that you wish you could cut your legs off. It's terrible. But I have been in recovery. June 18th of this year will be 5 years for me, which is actually where I met my husband. My ex-husband was the one that introduced me to the street opiate known as, yeah, you guessed it, heroin. Because when I got kicked off of my pills from the doctor, that's usually how it happens for a lot of people, is they were prescribed by a doctor, and then all of a sudden the doctor cuts them off for whatever reason. In most cases, it's not the patient's fault that they got kicked off. In my case, actually, in my husband's case, was the same, very, very similar to mine. My husband at the time was, he was an alcoholic, and he was always into all kinds of stuff that he shouldn't have been into, and people he shouldn't have been into. And so when I went into recovery, I am in a methadone clinic now, which I know is kind of a touchy subject for some people, but that was the route that I took that worked best for me. I couldn't just sweat it out. I mean, how can I be sick like that and take care of my children? Because when I went into recovery, my husband was offered the opportunity from my mother to help finance him getting into treatment with me, and he turned her down. So that right there showed me, you know what, I can't climb this recovery mountain with you doing drugs around me. That's just not going to happen. So I ended up separating from him, and he moved out, and I met my husband now, Scotty, at the clinic, and we have been together ever since. We just celebrated on the 15th of this month. We just celebrated our 2-year wedding anniversary. And on March 9th of this year will be 4 years that we have actually been together. So I'm not going to delve too deep into, my addiction history, but I wanted to bring that part up, is that I am a recovering addict. I am very open about it. And that is why when I said that this filming and this channel and the prepping and all of that is very cathartic for me. This is why. This gives me an outlet for me to be able to speak, and this is kind of why I wanted to do the vlog in conjunction with my my prepping side of the channel and my MRE review side of the channel, is because I'm sorry I'm outside and it's really cold and I can't even feel my fingers right now, but so I'm probably going to be wrapping this up pretty quick and then we'll head into part 2. You know, this is why I wanted to do the vlog, like I said, in conjunction with doing the prepping and the MRE review side of the channel, because this part, the vlog part, is going to be more on the personal side. This is where I'm going to have my outlet to speak and kind of take y'all along with me on day-to-day life. You know, I see a lot of channels that are like that, and those channels have like blown up. I mean, just moms being moms and being themselves. So the other side of my channel is going to be this. So, and I really do appreciate how supportive all of y'all really were when I asked your opinion on if you thought that that would be a good idea. I wasn't 100% I wanted to do it unless I thought that my current subscribers would be interested in watching any of that. So I don't know what my next vlog's going to be. I know one of them very shortly is going to be going to the G.I. Joe's military surplus that I've mentioned multiple times. I have gotten permission from them before that I could film there, and that will probably be one of my next couple videos that I do, or next couple vlogs rather that I do. I'm sorry, my screen is just, it's horrible. But anyway, thank y'all for watching part 1. We will get more into whatever at a later time, but I wanted to start this video off with that. Also, prepping an organization was another one of my ways that I keep my mind busy. There's a truck going by. Because I am OCD, like really, really bad when it comes to cleaning and organizing and all of that. So prepping is like a big thing for me. Even before I became a prepper, like now with the MREs and all of that, I've always been the kind of person that always has extra canned goods. And I don't mean like a week's worth. I mean like a couple of months worth that I keep on a regular rotation, and cases and cases and cases of water and water purification tablets and whatever. So keeping all of that stuff organized and rotating it and all of that kind of stuff, believe it or not, is really cathartic for some people that have had addiction problems. It gives you stuff to do, and it's positive. And guess what? Your family benefits from it if shit ever hits the fan. So, you know, this MRE part just, it just extends and just, it's added on to that. It's just a whole nother part to what I already enjoy doing. That and my dogs. I've also always, I have always helped dogs that needed a home, and I've brought them into my home until I could find a proper forever home for them. Pit bulls especially, I am a huge advocate for pit bulls. They are the most rehomed and the most euthanized, usually out of fear in most cases, just because, oh, it's a pit bull, so it's gonna eat your face off. No, not necessarily. I'm not even going to get all into that. I'll do a whole nother video on that, because that in itself is a topic. Especially for anybody else who feels like I do about dogs, most importantly pit bulls. Yeah, that's a whole nother subject. But yeah, so the prepping has always kind of been with me, I guess. But when the MREs got to my prepping door, I guess you could say, when I really started doing with the MREs, adding that to what I was already keeping stored for emergency situations, that just opened up a whole nother window. So but I want to say thank y'all for watching this first video. I know it's kind of awkward because I can't remember exactly, but one of you referred to me in the comments as an adorable dork, and I cherish and I will treasure, yes, I treasure that. I will claim that all the way. I am an adorable dork. Absolutely. I am awkward and I am far from perfect. And you know what? I don't care. So anyway, I love to have fun. Just love it. It's life. You can't be too, you know, I may be OCD about the way I keep my house and my prepping and keeping that part in order, but as far as life, I am a complete catastrophe, I guess. So anyway, oh boy. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this first one. Part 2 coming up, and thank y'all, and y'all come back now, you hear?